Hey everybody, welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It's your girl Angie. Today I'm gonna do a quick review on Ready to Love Season 2 Reunion Part 1. I thought this was an excellent season. Last season, maybe I didn't watch it to the end. I didn't know they did a reunion, so I was excited to see the reunion. I was curious to see how some of these couples, what they were doing 2 months later. So let's get into it. First, I want to shout out my best friend, Lamisha. Yesterday, can you see it? It say, damn, Gina. We are old school Martin fans. We love that show. She had a shirt called Pammy Pam. And we recorded a video last night, My Moscato with Angie, the BFF edition. And we wore the shirts, but the way the camera was, where we were trying to both squeeze into the frame, all you saw was, it looked like we just both had on black t-shirts, but we had on our Martin shirts. Damn, Gina. So thank you, girl. That was a great idea. Thank you for filming with me last night. And you can see a little bit more of the shirt today. I put it on again Sunday. I don't care. Number 2, I wanted to shout out this makeup palette. This is the Storybook Cosmetics palette. It came in my BoxyCharm. All these beautiful colors. It was on my video. It was the one thing nobody wanted. I guess nobody cared about these colors. So I did a look with it today. Can y'all see? Y'all know I can't see nothing without my glasses, but it came out good. And the shadows they blended perfectly. It's a really good smoky blue look, and I really don't wear blue, but those 2 blue shades were pretty much the only colors I don't have out of the millions of makeup palettes that I do have. So I did a look with it. I think it came out good. Okay, but anyway, back to the video. I'm gonna wear my glasses because I took a lot of notes because the reunion jumped around, and some of it I didn't care about, but excuse the light in my glasses. Today is a day I'm just not gonna care. So let's start out. All reunions, we talk about the looks. Now, it looked like a lot of the girls were going for jewel tone body fit dresses, and they looked okay. To me, no one stood out as best dressed. So everyone looked okay. Some people looked a mess, but they were usually the people that were on the back row that really went on the show. But anyway, my favorite was, what's her name? Kimber. Y'all know I'm on Team Too Much. That all gold diamond headband she had on that looked kind of like a mini crown. I was here for that. I would wear that every day too. It looked like it probably came out of a bridal shop, but I would wear that. We on the same page. I would wear something like that out to the club or to an event. I'm on Team Too Much, so I love what Kimber had on. The only thing I said about Kimber is she had on some really big earrings, and with a huge headpiece like that, she should have did a smaller earring. And I love how she had it with just a plain black pantsuit. There was nothing special about her pantsuit. That headpiece was to set it off. So that's what I liked about Kimber. I said Reva had on a nice dress just because I like the flow of Reva's dress, but I did not like Reva's wig. I didn't like a lot of their hair, but whatever. And all the men had on them flooding pants with the loafer shoes that I hate, so I didn't care about what none of the men had on either. So it wasn't a good look for the reunion. I mean, everyone looked nice. They all flowed, but it ain't Housewives where they stunt on you at the reunion. So moving on. First, there were the 4 couples who made it. It was Darren and Ashima, Tandy and Mario, Divine and London, and Alexis and Brent. And I can just tell when they introduced them from the body language that over half of them had on that stage. I would say just from the beginning, at least 50% of them not together. At least half of them was playing on TV, and it is what it is. But let's just get into it because it's going to be a part 2, and part 2 seems like it's going to be a little bit juicier because I think we had to get through the filler stuff. And I want to say from the beginning, before I jump too far into the review, it looked like a lot of the people who were seriously there to find love found love once they got kicked off. Like, it looked like a lot of these people that were made it to the end of Ready to Love were playing the game of the show. I don't think a lot of them were really cared about love. They just want to be on TV as long as possible. And I ain't mad at you. That's how you get your followers up. That's how you get noticed. They say a lot of them are actors, actresses. We know Tandy is because she was on another reality show for being an actress. Not saying that she wasn't really looking for love, but I'm just saying to be saying. But first we got to Darren and Shima, who I thought, again, like they said from the beginning, day one, they had a connection. I felt throughout this whole process, Darren and Ashima had a good connection. They really didn't have too many hang-ups except for the dogs, and you can get over them dogs. Like Darren, I'm sure he was just being a little funny acting on the show. You can put them dogs up in the room when Ashima come over, and Ashima, you'll get used to him, because if you have a true fear where you don't want to be around dogs, you would have never stepped foot in his house. Because I can tell you right now, I do little dogs and I do friendly big dogs like the dogs that Darren had. But if you got like a pit bull or a Rottweiler or some crazy big dog like that, I ain't coming over your house. I am not. And a lot of my friends who have those dogs know if I come over, they better be in the cage or out of sight. If I see it, I gotta go. And to me, Ashima ain't that scared of dogs because she hung out with Darren. So to me, what else did they have? They are opposites, but they seem willing to communicate and work out any issues where them being opposites would cause a conflict. Because I can tell you right now, me and my husband are complete opposites, but it works because it's a few things that we have in common, that we have fun together. We know how to have fun together, but a lot of our interests are complete opposites. And I think what really works for us, which might work for Darren and Ashima, is he allows me to be me. He allows me to be on team too much. He contributes when I want to do something over the board. He'll come along for kicks and giggles. And I think that's what really works, when you can be opposite, but you still allow that person to be authentic to who they really are, and you respect the differences. So I hope, my fingers are crossed for Ashima and Darren. I think that they're a cute couple, and I hope they make it past these 2 months. So they seem to be right now on the still together train. So next we got into old girl Nina, and as I got a closer look at Nina, I liked her dress. It looked like a velvet burgundy form-fitting dress with a huge slit. I thought that was cute on her. I did not like her hair, but that ain't, I mean, to each their own. Nina throughout the show seemed like she's been hurt, and it seems like whoever her son's father was, and this is just what I'm picking up from the show in the reunion, must have hurt her really bad, or when that family broke up and she became a single parent, it seemed like she just threw a huge wall up, and she never got into, and it ain't our business of what happened, but it's had to be something to where she does not really have a lot of trust in men. And I think when she saw that Darren, who she was interested in Darren, had a stronger connection with Ashima, but Darren was willing to explore that connection with Nina, it was kind of like she couldn't handle the process. Like, this game show process of finding love was not for Nina, because she's the type of woman, and a couple of them were like that, where this is the one that I want, and if I can't have him, I ain't here to play games. I'm not here to my husband gotta watch that's beeping. Okay, it went off. She wasn't here to play the game. It was like, you who I want, and if I can't have you, I'm off by myself. I'm not interested in getting to know any of you other guys. I'm not interested in playing the game. And I don't understand that. And she just wasn't here for the game of the show. And at the end of the day, I think it was Terrell They didn't show their date, but they made a connection. And on a show like this, you have to play it like Alexis. And Alexis is one of the ones towards the end, I don't like her personality. But you have to play the game like her. You have to date around and get a semi connection to where you at least on the minds of many of the men, because as they're voting people off, if ain't none of them on your mind, you gone. And so you lose the opportunity. And then she was one of those ones who wanted to quit. And then the other girl, I don't know her name, she got voted off first. She was upset because she was like, well, you took my spot, you really ain't want to be here. But they kept you around because a couple of the guys wanted to get to know you. But you should have just quit once you saw that Darren had that strong connection with Shima. And I don't think she should have quit, because if she quit, she would have never got that opportunity to have that date with Terrell. And it seems like since the show of them both being kicked off, they have kept in contact. And after Tommy broke the child down, and for her to say, I like him and he likes her, they hugged and they're going to go out on a date. And they seem to have, he seems genuine. That moment seemed genuine. And I think that if he is patient, now let me tell you, girl, not too many men gonna sit around and want to hear your blues about your last boyfriend, and it seemed like that was over a while ago. You got to do what you got to do to get over that, because that man is a good man, seem like a good man, and it don't seem like he gonna, I mean, he said he patient, but people don't want to sit around and watch you rehash all the negative things that your ex put you through. You need to give this man a chance. Don't compare him to your ex. If you see a red flag, address the red flag, but give him a chance. And I hope they make it. My fingers are crossed for them too, because I like Nina. She seemed very genuine on the show. She did not seem like she was there to play games. So I hope she does find love. Okay, next, who we had next? Jimmy and Kimber. I got a lot to say about Jimmy and Kimber, because as the show went on, they slowly reconnected, but I got a theory. Anyway, in the beginning, I agree with Tommy. I felt like Jimmy and Kimber had a good connection. When they kissed on camera, I felt the chemistry. It didn't look like some of them was doing. They really kissed, and I felt they did have a connection, and I felt that they could have went somewhere. But we all know Jimmy messed it up when he started telling Kimber's personal business about her ex being in jail and asking, well, do you still write him and do you still put money on his books? I don't know what all he said, but he brought up her personal business in a group setting, and Kimber was like, Jimmy, I don't want to talk about this in front of the group. But Jimmy kept pushing it. And then Kimber was like, I'm going to get mad. And then Jimmy's excuse was, if somebody tell me they going to get mad, don't make me mad, I'm going to make them mad. And he's like, I don't care if it's my sister. I don't care if it's my daddy. And right when he said all that, I know that's a lie. Because you got any respect for your family, you not trying to make them mad. You want to try to diffuse the situation, not add what they call it, grease to the fire. But he wanted Kimber to get mad, and I remember on the show he said I exposed it. So I think he was trying to, in his way, see if Kimber had any communication with this man. And I guess he might have felt at the time, if he addresses the situation in a group, that she won't lie. I don't know what Jimmy was doing at that pool party, but he messed up his relationship to Kimber. And then we saw on the next episode or whatever, he apologized, but he apologized by saying just, I'm sorry. And Kimber was like, but what are you sorry for? And I agree, there are some instances when you need the person to address what they're sorry for, so you know if it's genuine, and then you also know that you have the understanding that that type of shit not gonna happen again. Like, I don't roll like that. You understand I don't roll like that. And by you apologizing, you will not do that to where you, all that bullshit Jimmy was doing. He didn't want to say why he was sorry because I felt at that time on the show, he wasn't really sorry. Jimmy is one of the ones who I felt like was here to play the game. He was one of the ones who wanted to be on television. And I ain't mad at that. It's a TV show. But at the end of the day, he just wanted to apologize to Kimber so Kimber wouldn't, because if, and you saw what happened. Once the connection between Jimmy and Kimber was gone, they both got voted off. Jimmy was gone, then Kimber was gone. It was really no one else for them to go to. They weren't connected to anyone else. So I think he just wanted to apologize to Kimber because he didn't want to get voted off the show. But at the reunion, this part of the reunion, they were both like, he still didn't want to apologize, and he still was like, Kimber will be good for somebody else, not me. And Kimber was like, that ship has sailed with Jimmy. But you can kind of see, I think Kimber really does like Jimmy. But she wants also to save face. It's like, fuck him, he on some fuck shit. I ain't about to seem like I'm the brokenhearted single woman. Because whatever it is, she didn't want to look stupid. So she was like, no, that ship has sailed, forget Jimmy. But okay, then we break for a commercial. But let me tell you, I like what Oprah is doing because she kind of did the same thing on Love and Marriage Huntsville. At the reunions, they showing us what's really being said behind the scenes when they taking breaks and switching chairs for the different segments. That's where all the tea is. That's where all the juicy stuff is. And I'm happy they left that in and didn't just pick up with Tommy again. And so those parts of the reunions were the best parts. So, okay, on this commercial break, who do we see? Oh, this is the first signs of Tandy and Mario not being together. And mind you, I clocked that from the beginning because their body language is off. They were facing away from each other. And like Ashima and Darren had their arms around, he had his arm around her. So from the beginning, something looked weird with Tandy and Darren, and this behind the scenes segment where Tandy was like, you think I look cute today? And he was like, yes, you look gorgeous, you look beautiful. And he was like, it's my loss. And I'm like, your loss? I'm like, damn, show just ended. And she was like, it doesn't have to be your loss. And then he looked at her and was like, yeah, it does. And that was the first signs of, okay, what went on with these two. During the show, I didn't really see their connection. I felt like they both wanted to be on the show to the end, and they were riding for each other. But that corny stuff with that fake clay ring, I ain't like none of that anyway, but that sparked my interest. Okay, what's going on with Tandy and Mario? Okay, but next we come back. They still on Kimber and Jimmy. Tommy is trying to break down the walls to get them back together, but they both don't want to be the first ones to back down. They both don't want to be the first ones to say, yes, I still have feelings for that person or the other. So, okay, they done. We off of them. Next, it's a huge long scene of Ashima and Chica and the fight they had. And when it was on the show, I thought it was stupid. I think Chica, I don't know this man, but from what he showed himself on the show and at the reunion, he's the type of man I feel like where he demands a certain respect from a woman, and it kind of seems like he can't handle a strong woman like Ashima, because he was like, well, you don't know how to respect a man. Like, what she got to respect you for? She don't know you, and you was arguing with her. So I said fast forward, skip. I don't even want to talk about that because who cares? The one thing I didn't like that is a red flag for me is when he was talking down to Ashima, her man Darren should have checked him like, no, you don't talk to my woman like that. But I'm assuming because it was a reunion and they were trying to air it all out, Darren was kind of on the back seat, and he doesn't seem very confrontational anyway. But I can guarantee you, my husband not gonna let no man talk to me any kind of way, and he know I got. And if anything, he would have told me, Angie, calm down, just shut up, don't talk to him no more. But I didn't like how Darren didn't check Chica for Ashima, but Ashima held her own. But anyway, so now we're on another commercial break, and we now are behind the scenes again with some more tea. And Jimmy and Kimber slowly starting to break the walls down. Now, Jimmy at this point looks very emotional and he's very upset, and Kimber kind of thinks that Jimmy is lonely and sad, and she's kind of like, woo woo woo, let me take care of this man. But I think Jimmy is playing games. Now, Jimmy at this point is like, he's not upset with Kimber because Kimber is like, why are you mad at me? And he's like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just upset because there was somebody that I had that used to be able to calm me down, and I no longer have that person. Now, I took that one or two ways. Now, one way I took it is Jimmy didn't like the way he was portrayed on TV, and he's trying to make Kimber come around to kind of ease the way the assholishness, the whole ass he showed on TV. He ain't like that. So he's trying to revamp a little bit of his image. And I feel like he said it was someone who used to be able to calm him down. It's either, I'm praying it's not a parent or someone. I know he said his dad was still around, whatever. But I'm hoping it wasn't a parent, like maybe his mom was the one who calmed him down and she's not here. But I kind of think it's an ex-girlfriend that he had that he cheated on, messed the relationship all up. And that was the woman that he loved. And that was the woman who could calm him down and get him to be the Jimmy he wanted to be. And now that he fucked that up, he's upset at himself that he even have to go through this ready to love process, and that he even has to start all over. And I think he sees that in Kimber, and he sees that he probably messed it up again in Kimber, and he's trying to clean up that image of, I shouldn't have done that woman like that on national TV. And he probably heard about himself from some friends and social media fans or whatever. But at this point, I can see Kimber, she's slowly letting that wall down, like, oh, Jimmy, oh, let me be that person to calm you down. And Kimber, red flag girl, red flag. He showed you his ass one time. Trust you on the Oprah network. What Oprah say? Maya Angelou said it. Something about when somebody show you who they are the first time, believe they ass. If he showed his ass the first time on national TV, trust me, he ain't got no problem showing his ass off camera to you. It's something about Jimmy. I kind of feel like he's just there to clean up his image. I don't really think he's there for Kimber. But anyway, we back to Mario and Tandy. Now, this some more behind the scenes. And Tandy, I guess, is trying to talk to Mario, and Mario's like, get away from me. I ain't got time for you right now. Go away. And so now Tandy is like, what the fuck? You know, she's upset. And so she goes back and tells all this stuff to Ashima, and she's like, Ashima, something's going on. Like, he doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't want to be by me right now. I don't want to ruin it. But y'all already seen it, so I think maybe Reva might have said, quit fucking flirting with Tandy. But so Mario's like, get over there. And so this is the first time I believe Tandy is like, it's some bullshit coming, and I don't know what it is, but something is wrong with Mario. And she felt it at that point in her spirit that, but wait. But anyway, now we get to the Black Men Don't Cheat segment. We all hear Charlemagne constantly saying that in the morning, and I roll my eyes every time he say, like, whatever. We all know Black men ain't got no problem cheating now, in the past. And I ain't gonna say all black men cheat, I ain't gonna say all men cheat, but I agree with the women. Every man has the ability to cheat. They also have the ability to be faithful, and some people do choose that path. But we ain't even about to get this. We giving that whole I done kicked my camera. The whole black men don't cheat movement, the side I like, all right, we gonna pray that y'all don't cheat, but we got our good eyes on you too, okay? Okay. So during this segment, by the end of the Black Men Don't Cheat segment, after everybody done said they 2 cents about it, and I don't know why we gave this any time, but Jimmy finally apologized to Kimber. And I will say it was a true, heartfelt, sincere apology. I kind of felt like he meant it, and I think he kind of knew by this point of the episode, I need to apologize to this girl. And he did. He addressed what he did wrong. He sincerely apologized, and that was all Kimber needed. I felt like she was ready to drop them draws. Stop it, Angie. She was ready to get him some. That's all Kimber needed, was that apology. And Jimmy, I think we went behind the scenes again. He asked her out on a date and was like, will you go out on a date with me? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, where you want to go? When you want to go? And she was like, tomorrow. Like, let's get this started right now. We ain't got no time to wait. Tomorrow. Let's go. I'm happy for you, Kimber girl. I did feel like they had a good connection. I think Jimmy needed this reunion to clean up his image. And I hope he is sincere with Kimber, because I think they make a cute couple. But I got my good eye on. I don't personally, but if I was Kimber, I would also have my good eye on him as well. Okay, moving on from them. This is the good part of the show, which I can't wait for next week because it took us too long to get to this. But anyway, Tandy and Mario. Now, at this point, let's just jump into it. I don't even care about the fluff they want to show us from the season. Mario knew what type of woman Tandy was from the day, that very first connection. And they done had arguments, and they known that they were complete opposites. They known this shit the whole season. But for whatever reason, after they done picked each other, and he done bought her a little clay ring and talking about, I'm going to trade this one in for the real one day, and all this bullshit, making us think they have this huge amount of chemistry, he going to get his grandstanding ass on national TV to say, I don't want to play the fool. I don't want to waste time. I'm too old to be with the woman that I know is not the perfect fit for me. Now, weren't you the same age, if not just maybe 1 year younger when they recorded this, and you knew what type of woman Tiny was? Now, she's sitting here playing it cute like, yeah, I like to go out and drink, and he likes to sit at home. He's a little bit cheap, and I like to spend. Y'all knew this shit about each other from day one. Why y'all playing games on my TV? But let me see what Mama Joyce said, or was it Amber? Is Todd a part of this show? Is this a scheme Todd came up with to bring us the bullshit? We all too grown for this now. Y'all knew, Mario, you knew exactly who Tandy was when you walked your ass through that park and picked her with that fake ass clay ring. But now, 6 weeks later, she ain't good enough for you. But then you also want to throw dirt in her face by saying, but 2 days after we broke up, I went over to the woman I really love, Reva. Now let's get into this. So Mario and Reva are together. They done cracked Tandy's whole face. Tandy was ready to whoop both of their ass, but she kind of knew she was on TV and she didn't want to mess up her TV relationship with these Oprah producers, because I believe Oprah don't play that. You fight on her show, you out, and she might want to come back for something else. But anyway, they done threw egg all in Tandy's face, and they were wrong for that. They were wrong for that. I don't like this. I don't like it. But anyway, Mario gonna say when Reva self-evicted, he was hurt because he lost out his chance on someone who was like him. Now, I do believe, I do believe Divine wanted to self-evict at one point in time, and they said, no, we interested in you. We want you to stay. At that moment, if you really had this huge connection with Reva and you ain't want her to go, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say, I don't want you to leave, Reva. I really have a connection with you, and I really want to see where things goes with you. And you could have picked Reva at the end, and you ain't even have to play the bullshit with Tandy. Tandy should have slapped your ass. I wish she wasn't on Oprah. She should have been over there on VH1 where she could have slapped his ass. But whatever. But before, I done skipped a lot of my notes because that whole situation made me mad. They did say Tandy was the one fighting for the relationship, and Mario was so cold, and he definitely was there playing the game. He definitely just was using Tandy to get to the end of this show because I feel like Tandy did have a connection with him, and he was on the fence. I really don't think he cared nothing about Reva. I think he wanted to just throw some spice into the. I promise you, Todd, is you working with Oprah? This gotta be a scheme for the bullshit. I just don't see it, and because then it seemed like they must have slept together because Tandy was like, well, how my cat tastes, trying to throw that in Reva's face. And Tandy, that's old. We don't say that no more. That's just nasty. We don't say that to people no more. But anyway, so that just proved that, okay, they must have slept together. So you done slept with this woman. You done played with her emotions just to go over here to the woman that you could have been with from the beginning. I can't even go through all them notes because Ashima next week look like she ready to take her earrings off. Ashima is like me. Like, we ain't got time for the bullshit. Let's next week look like it's gonna be good. It seemed like Tandy and Ashima gonna confront Mario and Reva some more. They need their asses dragged. It seemed like this was all a game to Reva because they talked about that friends and associates thing. Nobody cares. Who cares about that? Like, I agree with Reva to some extent. We all have categories in our friendship levels. You have your BFF, then you have your friends with your homegirls that you do call and you talk to, you go out and you can invite them individually. Then you have associates that you may know through a third party or whatever, and you cool with them when you see them, but you ain't calling them every day or texting them every day, and they might be on your Facebook account, but you only really communicate with them through social media. And we might say, yeah, that's my friend, but you ain't the same level friends of 1, 2, 3. So I get what Reva's saying, but that was still wrong. And I feel like Reva just wanted to win, and Mario just wanted to have a dramatic scene at the reunion, so he played along. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. They both need to be slapped one good time. I wish they was on VH1. They need a good Monish moment right then. But next week, Alexis is still going to be trying to prove to Divine that London is a liar. I kind of feel like Alexis and Brent, they don't have any chemistry. They doing this for TV, and Divine wants to be with London. London was also doing this shit for TV. He probably had sex with Divine a couple of times, and I don't think any one of them might be together. And if they are still together, Alexis is doing her best to throw London in the dirt because she didn't get picked. But you still over here trying to date this man right here to the left. If I was Brent, I would break up with her ass right then and there. Like, why are you still talking about London? And why are you still trying to break them up if you supposed to be with me? But that's next week. We gonna get in. They didn't even let Alexis talk this week, which I was happy about. I'm gonna be upset we gotta hear this bullshit about London again next week. But this is a good show, Oprah Network. I'm happy you coming around. I guess maybe I'm getting more mature and I don't want to see all the bullshit that VH1 and Lord, these housewives is getting dry. So I'm happy Oprah is coming along with some fresh meat, some fresh. It's pretty much the same bullshit, but it's new people, new personalities, more people that I can get to know. I love me some reality TV, y'all. But it's got to get better, and this was a good show. Next week will be the conclusion, and then I'm sure they'll have another season because this is season 2. And I also love Atlanta. I miss Atlanta. I love to see my people in Atlanta. But anyway, it's time for me to go. I'm about to watch some football games, enjoy part of my Sunday. I will be back with The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I got to work tomorrow, so I might not put it up until tomorrow. But we're going to see what these girls talking about tonight, too. So y'all have a good night. Remember, Kiss My Cheeks TV. If you watch this video and you like it, subscribe to my channel. I have plenty of other reality shows that I'm going to start reviewing once they start back up in January. I do makeup for tips for people over 40. If you're over 40 and you want some makeup tips, I do those videos as well. So subscribe to my channel. Get to know your girl, Angie. Get in the comments. I do communicate with people in the comments. It's fun to talk about the shows there, and like and share the videos so other people can watch them as well. Okay, I think I covered everything. All right, y'all. Have a good Sunday. Bye.